you have got the whole of the text. That text is based on the plan we all had yesterday, okay? And we yesterday wrote the introduction using that plan. Now we've just had a look at this introduction. Actually, our introduction was better, wasn't it, than their one, I think. I think ours was more powerful. It was directly to the reader. We were talking to the person reading. You will have now received. Yeah? So, I think we should look at the next paragraph, the middle paragraph really, to see if we can up-level this using our persuasive techniques. Now, some of us in school we found persuasive techniques in our journals when we did in the autumn term. So we're going to use that to help us up-level this. But let's read it together first and then think what we can use to make it better using our success criteria as well. Churchill himself has said, any shelter is better than no shelter at all. The Anderson shelter, which was named after Sir John Anderson, was only invented last year. Your safety in the event of bombs being dropped relies on you providing your family with a bomb shelter. Anderson shelters can withstand impact from nearby bombs. We think that it is quite effective at saving lives and preventing injuring yourselves. What is more important? Now, first of all, something has leapt out at me as soon as I read that. What's leapt out? What did you think?
The word think.
Yeah. If you were reading this, would you want them to, we think that it is quite effective? Is that going to make you want to build one? No. We think. Well, so what do we need to think? Well, we don't think, we
No.
We know. Okay. So, I don't think we can just change we know that it is quite effective at saving. What about quite effective?
Is effective?
Yeah. So we definitely don't want quite. That's too wishy-washy. We definitely don't want think. But I don't think you've just taken those words out makes it a persuasive sentence. I think we need to do more to that sentence, but they're the bits that need to come out first, aren't they? So we were going to say know that it is effective at saving lives. Why do we need to put we know anything? Why can't we just start with it is effective at saving lives? Yeah? Should I do it on my own? Are you there? Yeah. Think. So start the sentence. You know what we talked about imperative verbs and modal verbs and that sense of urgency. You must do it. Not maybe if you kind of want to, if you like. We're not doing that, are we? We need these people to build it, so we are really being quite direct with them, and we're not wishy-washy. It might be effective. It is effective. How effective? Should we just make up? Remember that statistics. Let's put a statistic in there. Doesn't matter if it's right at this point. We're gonna, persuade. You know how sometimes you need something, but you tell your parents you want it. No, the other way, you want it, but you need it, Mum. Everyone else has got one. What are we going to do? Come on, let's make this sentence better.
It is important that you.
Oh, but remember, it's effective at saving lives.
Oh yeah.
No, I know what you mean. It is important that you. Yeah, I think we need to do earlier. But I think how effective is it saving lives?
Very effective.
Give me a number. Give me a percentage.
99.9%.
Yes, that's a good percent, isn't it? So we're not saying 100%, so we can't guarantee, because then someone might come back and go, well, it didn't. But it's 99%. Let's just do 99%. 99% more effective at saving lives, or just 99% effective at saving lives and preventing injuring yourselves. So you're more likely, if I said, oh, it's about 20% effective, are you going to do it? No, that's not quite almost says. It's quite effective. It's quite good. Someone said to you, oh, it's quite good. Would you go, someone said, oh, that feels quite good. Would you think, oh, I really want to go and watch that? No. If someone said, oh my gosh, it is so good, it's amazing, you 100% have to go and watch it. You're going to go and watch it, aren't you? Yeah? If you're, it's alright, you're not going to do it. Right, so, it is 99% effective at saving lives and preventing injury. I don't think you need yourself. And preventing injuries, I think. There. Injury, even. Shorter sentence, more impact. Yeah? We almost don't want to explain it, because it might not actually be quite the truth. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Churchill himself has said, any shelter is better than no shelter at all. Do we like that? Yeah, quite like that. Would you going to change it?
Yeah. From it is you could.
Oh, our sentence you were going to change?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
Couldn't you have firstly?
We could, but normally you would use something like firstly at the beginning of that paragraph. And I don't think it goes with that, but I think that's a really good one to remember when you do your persuasive writing. That actually that is something you might have. Firstly, you could have firstly, it is 99% effective at saving lives and preventing injuries. But then you'd need some other things underneath, okay? So not just one thing, because it makes it sound there's going to be more than one if you say firstly, don't you? So that's a really good, and keep that on your success criteria when you do your own end task. Do we want anything, what do we want anything at the beginning here? Is there any sentence starters you think that would go here if you've got them in your journals? Before Churchill himself has said, or do you think going straight in with Churchill himself? What about something like our own Prime Minister, Churchill, has said? Something like that to make it really personal? Yeah? I don't know if I can write over it. Yes, I can. Our own Prime Minister. I know that my handwriting is awful on here. Our own Prime Minister Churchill himself has said. Make sense? Any shelter is better than no shelter at all. Okay, let's look at the next sentence. The Anderson shelter, which is named after Sir John, not St John, Sir John Anderson. Right, what is that an example of? Two things. A punctuation and a type of clause.
Isn't it
It's one I've been singing all morning.
brackets, dashes?
Yeah,
commas?
and what are they called?
Parentheses.
Parenthesis. The one we can't say. Parenthesis. So we've got parenthesis here and here, and parenthesis so we add extra information. What is this? The word which. It is a something. And the problem is if I give you a hint, you're going to know I'm giving you the answer.
Is it a determiner?
Not a determiner. Something to do with clauses. It's not a subordinate, it's a something else clause.
Is it a
No.
No.
Relative.
No.
Yeah? That's a relative pronoun, isn't it? Which? So that makes a relative clause because it's giving you more information. The Anderson shelter, which was named after St John Anderson, I keep saying St John, Sir John Anderson, he's going to be a saint eventually, isn't he, if I keep saying it. So you've got parenthesis, which is your bracket, you've got the which is your relative pronoun, which starts your relative clause, which was named after Sir John Anderson, giving that extra information. So that's a really good, you want to keep that, because that's got punctuation in there, it's got relative pronouns, it's got relative clause. So in terms of you showing your writing and how you can do more mature writing, that you need to keep in. And was only invented last year. I'm not sure that's very persuasive. What do you think? I like the first bit. Do you like the first bit? The Anderson shelter, which was named after Sir John Anderson. And was only invented last year. Oh, could we change punctuation? Could we take the and out and change? To what? What have we done this morning? Chloe?
Semicolon.
Could we change it to a semicolon? What do you think? Well, look, the Anderson shelter, which was named after John Anderson, was only invented last year. Do we need only? Should I take only out? Was invented last year. Yeah. Your safety in the event of bombs being dropped relies on you providing your family with a bomb shelter. What about that sentence? Is it talking to the reader? Is it drawing the reader in? Is it, we talked about it's your fault if they die.
Yeah.
That kind of thing sounds harsh, doesn't it? But that is how they got people to do that. They scared them. They scared them into doing it, didn't they? Not always unnecessarily, because bombs were being dropped by the Germans. So it was a scare tactic, a bit like the evacuation, but also it was needed as well. These were really dire times, We needed people to do this, didn't we? We needed people to do this. Your safety in the event of bombs being dropped relies on you providing your family with a bomb shelter. I actually quite like that sentence. I don't think, would anyone else change it? You can disagree with me. No? Anderson shelters can withstand impact from nearby bombs. Full stop. It is, or how about they are? I'm not sure it is now makes sense.
No.
I'm not sure. What do you think? Should we read all the whole paragraph? Our own Prime Minister, Churchill himself, has said, any shelter is better than no shelter at all. The Anderson shelter, which is named after Sir John Anderson, was invented last year. I don't know either. Your safety in the event of bombs being dropped relies on you providing your family with a bomb shelter. Anderson shelters can withstand impact from nearby bombs. It is, I think it's they are, because it's Anderson shelters, they are 99% effective at saving lives and preventing injury. I'll put E then, that should be a Y. What is more important? What have we got at the end there, an example of? Rhetorical question. So we've actually got quite a lot of features. We've got parentheses, we've got a relative pronoun, relative clause, we've got a semicolon in there, we've got statistics in there, we've got colon in there, we've got a rhetorical question in there. So actually, you're not going to put everything in every single paragraph. It's the whole piece, isn't it? We look at the whole piece. But in terms of a paragraph, you have really up-leveled that paragraph. So your job to do now is to look at the other paragraphs and see how we can up-level the other paragraphs. They are spaced out, so you can write on them and cross out just like we've done on the board. Okay? Yeah, off you go.